Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is our dealership, NG Supercars. It's going to be another busy week. I say that every video. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a busy week. It's busier than usual. I think the usual is just busy as hell, which is great because that keeps the business running and it keeps us being able to pay our mortgages, which I do like being able to do that. So let me give you the status of the shop. Over there is Nathan. If you haven't seen him in our videos, he's going to be in more videos. So he's helping out in the shop, doing some wrenching. He's working on this 458. We should have an IPE exhaust all wrapped up in that later today. I'll of course let you guys hear that because I love the sound of the IPE on the 458. It's one of the best sounding exhausts on the 458 in my opinion. Over there, Josh's 355 engine out major. Did the timing adjustments yesterday. I think he has one or two more cams to do today. I'll show you a little bit of that. Mild 430 is waiting on an exhaust and some other parts. We're gonna be converting it into a manual. It's got a ton of work being done. Once it's all done, even though it's got like 76,000 miles, it's gonna be a completely sorted car. Someone's gonna have a whole lot of fun with that thing because they're gonna be able to drive it and just enjoy it. Right here is my C8, which we got in on trade from my old 6x6 Jeep. I shouldn't say old, but my 6x6 Jeep that sat around forever. Finally gone. Right there, consignment 430. Send an email if you're interested in that car. Really doesn't need anything. It's all set to go. So we just kind of cleaned it up and got it nice and pretty. If one of you are interested, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. Ferrari 458, also for sale on the website. Starting to get some interest for that. We just listed it yesterday. I don't think it's gonna last very long because it's under $200,000, which for the 458s is getting harder and harder to find. It's got 32-ish thousand miles, I think, or is it 36? 36,000 miles, that's it. Carbon seats, lots of carbon options, great car. Over here, 360, just finished up a timing belt service on that. It's ready to go. So if one of you want a clean, very, very nice 360, this one is a great option, well under $100,000. Steve's old 430 that we're selling for him, converted manual, lots of carbon fiber, lots of good options, very good car, only 16,000 miles. Up there on the lift is my friend Scott's car. We're doing a rear main seal replacement. He went back and forth of whether or not he should convert it and he decided not to convert it, so we're just going to replace the rear main seal. Hopefully the clutch is dry and doesn't need to be replaced as well. Looks like he's going to get lucky and it's okay. Testarossa, just waiting on the money to hit the bank, should be today, so that car is pretty much sold. Right here, this 430 is sold, just waiting to send it off to get conversion and a ton of other work. You'll be seeing it in and out throughout the shop for probably a month. It's going to take a while with how much stuff he wants us to do to it. Haven't heard on when the parts are coming for this car. God, it's been sitting here forever, poor thing. But we have a full Klein and Cannell exhaust coming, and that's why it's taking so long. That stuff, unfortunately, it's kind of one of those things where you have to be patient, but it's worth the wait. 48 just wrapped it up. Just got a bolt on all the under panels. So we got the under tray right there, the diffuser right there. We'll get that done today, and got the carbon fiber engine bay panels as well. So everything should be wrapped up and that car will be done today, hopefully. Barn Find 360, haven't started on it. Probably gonna start on it very soon. And of course, the Jag.
Do you mind also settling this while I go and warm up the Jag?
Which has been leaking fluid everywhere. It needs to get cleaned up and stop leaking. And then outside we still have the coaster bus, which we're just waiting on a new belt so that we can replace that and get the AC working, then we'll get it sold. We've got the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, which is on the website, and oh, actually, no, it's not. We were going to list on Cars and Bids. They are taking forever, let me tell you. I don't know what we're gonna do with that thing. And we have the Lexus LC 500, which is also for sale. Lots and lots and lots of stuff going on. Oh, and we already have bookings for slots as soon as cars leave. So we have actually started kind of like a wait list. So if you're interested in having us do some service on your car, get on the list. Sooner the better so that we can start scheduling you. It's just, that's the reality of it. It's just getting busy. I know, that word again. Anyway, it's Thursday, so tonight is the Thursday Night Live. Join us at 8 p.m. Central. And in the meantime, I'm going to edit some videos so that you can watch this and last week's series of this. Okay, YouTube, it's 11:30, and I got most of the editing done. I still got to do another pass, so I still have probably at least another hour and a half of editing. I tell you, sometimes you just like, just melts your brain. Looks like that's getting really close. Bumper's back on. He's working on, looks like the wheel houses. So hopefully that means we can get the wheels and everything buttoned up and run that puppy in just a little bit. And of course, we'll let you guys hear that because that's going to be glorious. I do need to put the tune on it. So I have the new tune. I just need to upload it into the ECU, so I'll do that in a minute, and then we can swap over the 48 and get that buttoned up. We'll pull the 48 outside, let it run for a few minutes so I can burn in the new exhaust without bonging out the entire shop. And then I need to film a short video, so if you didn't know, like, I do 2 shorts a day on my cell phone. It's just kind of like stuff happening in the moment, so gotta think of a good idea for a short. All right, YouTube, we have to do a massive shuffle of cars. Biggest thing is we're trying to get the 48 from way back in the quarter all the way over onto the 4-post so we can put on the bottom panel and diffuser. We also just need to run it for a minute to burn in the new pipes, so we'll probably let it run for a minute outside. Also, there's a few cars that just need to get moved around. So the nice thing is when that car's out of there, we can actually jam 2 more cars back there. So we could get 5 in the back row, freeing up some space. So we're gonna do that, which means we gotta move the test road, so gotta move that 430, gotta move this 360, probably gotta move that 430, gotta move this 458, gotta move this 430, and of course that 458. And we need to get pictures of these 2, so yeah, we're gonna be moving everything around everywhere. It's gonna be annoying. Well, it's time to hear this. You want the honors since you did the work? It's gonna be slightly louder than that one. Just a wee bit louder. All right, so the 48 is done, except I screwed up somewhere and there's an exhaust leak. So now we get the chase exhaust leak sounds. Hooray! Not really all that fun. And over here, Josh is making progress. 3 of 4 cams are timed. 1 more to go.
1 more to go.
Woohoo! All right, YouTube, we're gonna end Thursday on a high note. Just fixed the exhaust leak.
High five!
My screw up, I just had the turbo ever so slightly cocked. My bad. Just had to take off the V-band clamps, realign it, and it was all happy. So that's good. Which means tomorrow, once we get everything buttoned up on that, we're gonna take it out for a test drive and we'll film that because, ooh, yeah. With that arrangement, with the new turbos and the tune and the exhaust and everything, this thing should be putting out over 800 horsepower.
That.
Oh, yeah. That means it's faster than a Pista, theoretically. Well, we'll try. We'll see. Other than that, so this guy, we also need to do a test drive tomorrow because the exhaust is all in there. We just need to burn it in, make sure the tune's good and everything's happy. So that guy goes on a test drive again tomorrow. So tomorrow will be test drive day. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. And then if we have time, we'll work on Scott's car, trying to work on the transmission. But tonight is the live stream, so I'm gonna go home and do the live stream. And I'm gonna drive the vet home, because why not? Let's take the vet. I'm gonna be America Man.
The next day.
Good morning, YouTube, and happy Friday. It's the weekend. Well, it will be the weekend in a little while. So today is not gonna be as busy as it has been. Why? Because I'm not gonna push very hard today. Here's my goal. I wanna go have a good lunch today. That's my goal for the day. I don't care about anything else. That's my goal. I've been busting my ass. I know these guys have been busting their ass. So here's the plan. We have to get the coaster bus fixed. The AC compressor belt disintegrated. So we bought a new one and, well, none of us really know how to work on a bus. So we're gonna try and figure it out and get that belt on, get the AC fixed so that we can actually go all in the bus to go grab some lunch. In the meantime, we've got the 48 is getting the diffuser and bottom tray and all the rest of the stuff put on so that it's done. So we should get that done. And then I need to take it for a test drive, which I will bring you along for. Then I also need to test drive this 458 because we just finished up the exhaust. I wanna make sure everything's working correctly. I'm debating putting this in a different video though of 458 versus the C8 Corvette. Now I've already done reviews of both of those cars. Obviously I've reviewed I don't know how many 458s. And I realized that I'm in a weird position where I'm very spoiled when it comes to cars. I've driven literally hundreds and hundreds of Ferraris. let alone sports cars in general. So I've tried just about everything, and I know that makes me a little bit, I don't know what you call it, like a jaded opinion on the C8, but I'm gonna give you my best opinion on it anyway, now that it's been a while and I've driven a few of them, and so we'll compare it against the 458 and just see how that goes. I'm also debating doing a review of the LC 500 because I have no idea what that car drives like. But that's kind of the plan for the day, and less wrenching today, more driving, which makes it a good day. Apparently we're on bus fix duty.
So now you just need to undo the tensioner up top, and then we can just put it around it.
Oh man.
Put it around the AC compressor.
Yeah.
This does not look fun. I love the smell of this thing on the inside.
It smells like an old Toyota.
It does. It's great.
It's a signature smell.
Check out the client's 458. Just did an engine bay wash as long as we were taking a look at it. You know, it's one of those things where, like, if we can leave the car going back to its owner looking better than when it arrived, we like that. It makes us feel like we're doing stuff well. It was pretty dirty in there. Now it looks phenomenal. That looks amazing. So we do need to take this out for a test drive, make sure everything works correctly, and then the only thing left is we gotta wire up the radar detector, and then it's ready to go to its owner. And I shouldn't say new owner, its current owner. All right, YouTube, we're in the yellow 458 that we just put in the IPE, and we're just gonna do a little test drive on it. Why is the lift on? Okay. 458s with exhaust are so good. Such a tossable car too. Whoops. Listen to that sound. Done driving the Lexus, and I'm sorry, but it's incomparably better. This is so much better. It feels so much more nimble. I just feel like I'm one with the car. The excitement and drama from the exhaust. Listen to that. I love the IPE on a 458. It sounds phenomenal. And if we want to, we can close the valves. Doesn't make that much of a difference. Oh yeah, it's a little bit different. You lose a lot of that burbly pop and bang stuff sound when you let off the gas. Listen. That's quite a big difference actually. On a longer road trip, that's gonna make a huge difference. But we don't want that. Want that. Okay, well, let's hear it rev out to 9,000. So good. So good. Oh, yeah. It's a wonderful sound. Think we should do it again? Yeah. They're just such good cars. Oh my god. What a phenomenal car. Well, I think it's safe to say the exhaust is good. I don't see any fire. Success.
And there was much rejoicing.
Okay, YouTube, so we did the test drive on it, and I'll be honest, I wasn't totally satisfied with the tune. The good news is we have a great relationship with DME, so I sent them an email and I explained what I thought was going on with the tune, and they said, yeah, this car for some reason has a very unusual factory tune on it, and it was causing some conflicts with their tune, and so they revised it and they sent me a new one. So I'm flashing the new tune on this, and we'll take it out again and make sure it drives properly. So basically what was happening is when you were coming off throttle, it was doing very subtle surges. So the car was just kind of lunging forward and back a little bit. It's almost like someone was just tapping the gas pedal gently, repeatedly. So it was very annoying. It made it so that the deceleration part of the driving experience was not what I would prefer or expect on the 458. These should be very nice and smooth and just wonderful. So let's reflash it and see if it drives better. Alrighty, YouTube, got the new tune loaded, drove it, and I like it much better. Smooth. It does not have as much burble because of the lack of that. So I think that's how they do the 458s to get the burble, is they kind of like blip the throttle. Something about the way the ECUs manage the throttle and the fuel that they can't do like a traditional burble tune. But seems to be happy, and so I'm happy. So we just got to do a little bit more work, and then it's off to its owner. It's like we're getting the 48 wrapped up, and Josh just said we got the coaster bus done. So I think it's time to go to lunch in the bus.
Everybody on? Good. Great. Grand. Wonderful. No yelling on the bus.
Well, YouTube, we just had the best Friday ever. We went to lunch in the bus, had some good food, some Mediterranean food. It's awesome. Now, back to wrenching a little bit. Again, this is like low-key Friday. This is not crazy Friday. So almost have the 48 buttoned up. It's getting close. Once that's done, we'll take it out for a test run, make sure everything's happy, and then the owner's coming to get it next week. All right, we're in the 48, doing our test drive. Make sure this thing works right. So far, so good. The blow-off's a lot louder.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting with the tune.
That's really.
That's really cool. You don't hear that on the factory cars. That was weird. Okay. It did not like that. I got into limp mode. It felt like it was pulling timing. I wonder if the tune is not quite right. Yeah, I feel like it's jumpy. That's
Must
interesting.
be back pressure issues, maybe.
Let's check closing the valves. Temperatures are all good.
Is this a second test drive?
No, this is first drive. Make sure it doesn't stall. Okay. It's like it doesn't like being in race mode. That does not feel as fast as
Just has a little
a regular 48. It feels weak.
Feels weak, then grabs and goes.
Yeah, this is not right. Alright, well, this is why we do test drives.
Yeah.
The guy's coming in a week though. Alright, so this is the dilemma. The car is like unhappy about something, going into limp mode. It stopped building any boost at all, and it stalled on me multiple times. So I don't know. The only thing I can think of is the tune, because the turbos worked initially. Like the first time I gave it some beans, it built a ton of boost and ran pretty hard, and then the second time I did it, it went into limp mode. So I'm wondering if the tune's unhappy or if something's unhappy. I don't know what's unhappy. I hate modern cars. So the shitty part is if we need to get it reflashed, we're running out of time because the dude's coming Friday, a week from today.
ECUs and have them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one you can't OBD.
Yeah, you can't do an OBD flash. Shit. All right, YouTube. Well, thought we were gonna end the day on a high note, and then limp mode, all sorts of stuff. So we emailed DME. We're trying to figure out what's up with the tune. We think it's something wrong with the tune. I don't think I did anything wrong. Everything installed correctly. There's no extra parts, but we're getting some codes, bunch of stuff. It's going limp mode, it's unhappy. And then I just got a text about the yellow 360 that we just did the major service on. It's leaking oil, so we're gonna have to redo one of the gaskets on that. That's just stuff happens. All right, well, frustrating is what it is.
A few moments later.
All right, so I thought I'd be home by now, but, well, it's now like 7:30 or so on a Friday. Yeah, it's pretty late. The dude with the yellow 458 was coming to pick it up, so I thought, all right, we'll just wait for him. And he showed up, and so we picked that up. In the meantime, we were like, well, let's just run a smoke test and see if maybe something's leaking. So we put the smoke test on there, and it's really hard to see because it's way in there, but it actually blew the charge pipe off. So I thought I had wrenched them down pretty hard, but I guess not. It's super late, so we're just gonna leave the panels off for the weekend and come drive it Monday morning and beat the ever-living piss out of it because we need to make sure it's not gonna blow off the charge pipe again. I guess that's it for now, and we'll see you guys Monday.
Eventually.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Tuesday. So yesterday was Memorial Day, and we didn't open up the shop yesterday. We thought we'd actually have a holiday. I know, rare. As of today, well, we got a lot of stuff to do. Josh did drive the 488. He came into the shop yesterday, did some work, and he drove the 488 and confirmed that it is actually functioning now. So it was just that charge pipe that blew off. It was nothing else, thank God. Because anytime you're messing with turbo stuff, it makes me a little bit nervous because you're like, oh God, like a little bit more sensitive, you know, like if you tune it wrong or whatever, it can cause bad things. This seems to be great. So this owner is coming to get his car on Friday. So it looks like Josh removed the drive shafts out of his 355. Yeah, look, that's quite torn. And oh yeah, that one's pretty torn too. I was just talking about your work over the weekend. Looks like those drive shafts are the drive boots. They're hosed. They are completely hosed. Oh, speaking of Josh, all right, you guys are gonna love this. I don't know if you know this, but when someone's not on camera, they don't cease to exist. I know object permanence is difficult for some of you.
I'm only here if I'm on the camera.
A new report from the National Center for Education shows that an alarming 10% of U.S. high school students graduate without basic object permanence skills.
Just so you know, Josh does work off camera.
What did you say?
I know, I'm blowing some of your minds here. For some reason, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like 4 or 5 people are like, Josh doesn't do any work.
I have some haters, it's okay though.
Well, I told Josh, I'm like, welcome to YouTube. That just means you're doing things right. I film my day. It's not always involving Josh because Josh is busy doing other things, and I don't necessarily want to bother him if he's doing other things. Josh does a ton of paperwork that is sitting in the office, slaving away on the computer, and I don't want to do it. And I'm thank God that Josh does it because it's really boring and stupid. Y'all need to chill. But that being said, so yeah, Josh came in yesterday, even though it was a holiday. He uploaded a bunch of the cars on the website and worked on that.
Test drove that.
And test drove this, yes.
I got that 430 cleaned up. We have a really cool car coming on trade today that will be featured in a video.
I had not gotten there yet, yes.
Oh, okay.
We have Steve's old 430, the car that Steve and I converted in my garage. There's a trade-in that's driving over from Houston today. If assuming it goes through, you guys are gonna love this car. We'll show it later in this video, and we'll definitely do a review of it because it's a car that I've never driven. I would love to drive. This car is supposed to go out today, supposedly.
Yeah, it should be getting picked up.
They're supposed to pick up the Testarossa. Hooray. So that'll be cool. Nothing on the LC yet. I did start getting offers on the Corvette. We finally got listed. Nothing solid. Got some offers on the Stripe 430. Nothing solid. And we got a deposit on,
That's it's that one.
That
Yeah.
that red 360 back there, we got a deposit. So the 430 right there is going to get converted. The 458 waiting for parts. 458 is just chilling.
The black one?
Yeah.
It's for sale. It doesn't need anything.
Yeah, it doesn't need anything.
We're just waiting for someone to come and buy it.
Okay. Oh, I did get 1 or 2 interested people. Nothing serious yet. So then Steve's car, again, probably going out the door today. And then the Barn Find 360.
Prado is sold too.
Oh yeah, the Toyota Prado.
Yeah.
We actually have
Sold
a
that
deal on
yesterday,
that.
or-
So maybe we can take care of the Jag soon. We're gonna take care of Scott's car. Probably work on that today.
Probably once we're done with this, we'll get the the old Jag on the 4-post and have Nate
Start making it
the
stop
leaks.
leaking.
Get it out of it.
What car was back there?
That was Steve's car.
Oh, okay, that's why you pulled it out.
Bitch to get out.
Oh yeah, you had to do that. No, like.
Well, I had to move the 360 all the way out
Oh.
so that I could get it out and then put it back. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be busy. Cars going out the door, cars coming in the door, and we are now back on the hunt for cars because we have deals on lots of cars, so we need to get cars lined up. Yeah, if you have a car that you want to sell, let us know, and maybe we can make an offer and have that all go through. So I need to button up some stuff, take care of some stuff before that dude gets here, so we'll talk in a minute. Let me tell you, today is like more insane than usual. So I came into the shop, a little bit of water intrusion because there was a massive storm over the weekend. I had to clean that up. And then I started working on the emails and phone calls and everything that I'll be honest, I kind of ignored everything this weekend because I'm like, I'm having an actual weekend. I'm going to enjoy some time with my son, go swimming, do stuff, right? So I did that. And I come back and there's just a shitload of emails. So I'm on top of those emails and I'm answering text messages and DMs and people are making deals and then I'm getting phone calls about cars and blah, 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 blah. I still have about 30 or 40 emails to answer, but I had to take a break because Josh is out on a test drive with the guy who's trading in a car on Steve's 430. So I'm not gonna show you the car that's being traded in yet, but you can see Steve's car's out on the drive. Hopefully if that guy's happy and everything goes through, I'll show you that car in a moment, but I don't want to show it unless we actually get it because, well, but I think the transport for the Testarossa is here because when Alan was driving in, he's like, oh, there's a transport truck down the street just chilling. I don't know what's going on. I haven't received a phone call or anything, so yeah, don't know what's up. I don't know if we should send someone down there and be like, hey, are you here for a Ferrari? I feel like, you know what it is they saw that road and they're like, oh, I don't want to go down that road, but because I want this thing to go peacefully to its new home. Well, YouTube, the deal is done. So Steve's 430 is gone and we have something that we've never had before, and we will definitely be reviewing this thing shortly. So I think you guys will like this. Some of you guys will really like this. Well, check it out. We have a Porsche 911 Carrera 4S with the aero kit and the special seats, whatever they're called, the Sportback. That's it, Sportback seats. I couldn't remember. It's got like 52,300 and something miles. Of course, it's a manual. Oh yeah. So this one's supposed to be a little bit more impressive than the last one that we had, the last 993. Carrera 4S with the aero kit and the sport seats, and it looks to be in excellent condition. I will be reviewing that guy for you very soon. I have no idea what they drive like. Who knows, maybe I'll drive it today. Well, there you go. Interesting car, and it's for sale. So if you're interested, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. The people buying the 360, we got the deposit on it, and they want us to change out the heat exchanger. So if you don't know, on the 360s, that is a common failure point. When they do fail, it can be extremely expensive because then the transmission, gearbox oil, and the coolant start swapping places, and you get a milkshake in the transmission, which is very bad and sometimes can cause the transmissions to fail. And you get oil in the coolant system, which is just a pain in the ass to clean out. You got to run tons and tons of water through it, and you have to run tons of gearbox oil through the gearbox to clean that up. So it gets very expensive. So we're going to put that on the left. The 488 is ready to go. I think we'll do a quick second test drive on that since the first one was kind of cut short by the charge pipe blowing off. So that will go on that, and we'll get working on that. Good. Okay, we're in the 48 and bringing Alan along because he's never been in a Ferrari like this.
Well, this is actually the third test drive for this one.
In this particular car?
Yes.
Oh, you did with Josh?
Memorial Day, we were here for a few hours.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. I'm gonna open the valves because we want loud. That still wasn't full throttle. I like you get a lot of whistle out of the blow-off valve. It definitely changes the tone of the engine with the bigger turbos and the tune and everything. I'm telling telling you, if you have a 48, at a minimum, you have to do cat deletes and exhaust and a tune because it just wakes up this car so much. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but we like to make sure we drive the cars a little bit hard on test drives because we want to, make sure it's not going to break when you drive it hard. And I know the owner of this car mentioned that he actually is planning on tracking the car, so whatever I'm doing is going to be less than what he's going to be doing. So anyway, let's send it. Here we go. I don't know. Yeah, I went into limp mode. Motherfucker! See? This is why we do this shit.
So we might need, instead of the twist-on clamps, we might need those hard clamps.
It feels like it's still getting boost. I'm gonna check the boost gauge. Yeah, it's still getting boost, so I don't think it blew off the... That might be a tune issue. Well, let's take it back. I want to turn around. Alright, YouTube, I think it's finally pleased. Oh, I want to get out in front of you because I don't want to be stuck behind you. God damn, this thing's a monster. I think we have two things going on. One, I think it's got old gas. The car's been sitting for months, so we need to get this tank of fuel burned off. And I did smack the rev limiter, and I think that made the computers very unhappy with how much boost it's running. So it almost seems like if you're going to drive these cars hard, you may not want to paddle shift or shift a little bit early. Like, don't bring it all the way up to like 78 or so, because these things actually start cutting timing before the red line. I've noticed that in all the 48s and all the turbo Ferraris, even though the red line says 8,000, it actually starts cutting timing at like 70, 75, 76. So that might be what's going on, is when it was pulling timing, the computers went, oh shit, we don't like this. We have 22 pounds of boost and we're pulling timing. That's no bueno. All right, I'm gonna give you guys some revs. Valves are closed. See, it's okay. Valves open. It's not a huge difference, honestly.
No.
But it's there. It's a little different. Anyway, this thing's amazing. Yeah, if you guys want pure turbos on your 48, let us know. We can get you set up. Obviously, you want to match it with an exhaust and tune and all that stuff. So it's not cheap, but this car is crazy. Absolutely bonkers, man. Jeez, that car is stupid fast. We need to get that car cleaned up by Friday, but we still have some time, so I'll probably clean it up on Thursday is my guess. So let's move the 360, get on the lift, and we'll start pulling the intake manifold off that guy. Okay, YouTube, so the Porsche 993, just did a review of that thing, so if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. I don't know if it's out before or after this video. It just depends when I get everything edited. So I think I need to pull the 488 back in and the Corvette. I might jam the Corvette back there because the 488 we need to get washed sooner rather than later. This guy will be going out tomorrow, and we're still wrenching on this guy, trying to get the transmission out so we can replace the rear main seal on Scott's car. And as I mentioned now, Alan is pulling out the intake manifold, joy of joys, on this car. So we're gonna make a big old mess and have coolant splashing everywhere. Wish I had known we were gonna do that before I did the major. Could have not wasted a bunch of coolant, but oh well. Yeah, that Porsche's fun. It's not fast at all, but it's really, really fun. It's a fun car, and the cool factor is off the charts. It's absolutely awesome. I guess I gotta do some more phone calls. There was like 4 phone calls while I was on that drive. It's never ending. All right, YouTube, you're not gonna believe the call I just got. And this is not the last, well, I say this is the most recent, but this is still ongoing. I just got a call from a guy who owns a business who bought a conversion kit, and he bought it in December of last year and still does not have it. So he was asking for help. I told him to lawyer up. That's I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, I feel like I've tried my best to educate people of the current situation. It's still going on. Lots of promises not delivered. Still doing paperwork and stuff. These guys are wrenching. Stuff's happening. Oh yeah, I need to do my short. I'm gonna do that real quick. Oh crap, the Porsche's gone. Damn it, I can't do my short on the Porsche. Well, that sucks. I don't know, I guess I'll figure something else to talk about in the short.
Tomorrow.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It's Wednesday. Supposedly, the Testarossa is gonna get picked up today. That's what they told us yesterday. We'll see how that goes. You know how it is with shipping. So beyond that, we're working on this 360. This is Scott's 360. We should have the transmission out this morning. It's basically ready to come out. We just got to unbolt it from the bell housing and stuff. This 360 over here, we are doing the heat exchanger, and it's already out, as you can see. Yeah, so one missing heat exchanger. So we got the new heat exchanger kit. We'll be putting that in, and then we'll button everything up, top it off with fluid, and do a test drive, and then this car should be ready to roll. So again, we got a deposit on this car. Paperwork is out to be signed. So basically that car is sold. Of course, my old car still waiting on some parts to come in, and then we'll be doing a conversion on this car here. We should be getting the intake manifold back from being repainted fairly soon. We're probably gonna send out this radiator to get painted because it looks awful. I mean, yeah, that thing's seen better days. And then Josh is, I think, pretty close to buttoning up the timing belt and major portion of the major service on his car. So hopefully we'll have that car where we get at least the engine maybe part of the way in. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen today. I'm guessing that's going to be a little bit before that happens. If you saw the last day in the Life series, you know that I was saying we were possibly interested in having someone help us out with answering phones and phone calls, emails, messages, and maybe even helping out with the website and stuff. So we have a gentleman who's coming sometime this morning to discuss that. He's a local guy, and we actually had quite a few other people interested in it. So that was actually kind of surprising that we had so many people interested in helping out. Just to be clear, this is a pretty low-paying job. We don't have a bunch of money. The hard part that we're in yet is we're still in kind of that bootstrap stage of running a business where we're doing okay, but we're not comfortable yet. What I mean by that is we still spend most of the money we get in trying to grow the business. So we're not paying ourselves huge amounts of money. We're not sitting here buying airplanes and yachts and stuff. We're just trying to make sure that we get our bills paid and our mortgages paid and things like that. So it's still a bit, early in the business for us to go just throwing piles of money and people at problems. So we're not there yet. I'd love to have that problem. I'd love to have where we're just, oh, there's something wrong here, fix it, throw some money at it or throw a person at it. We're just not there yet. As it sits, we basically have Josh and I, and then Alan is still helping out, and now we have Nathan helping out as well. So, Nathan's doing pretty much just wrenching, and Alan's been doing wrenching and detailing. Alan's detailing stuff is really very good. And then we have some other contractors as well. So, we have some less used contractors for leather work and other things like that come in once every few weeks, kind of as needed. Yeah, as it sits, it's very small staff. And so that's why a lot of people are like, why haven't you put this car on the website? Well, because it takes a lot of work from us to do everything that we need to do. Besides, you got to remember, we're running a dealership. We're buying and selling cars. We're cleaning up cars, getting them ready to be sold. We're fixing cars, so now we're servicing stuff. We're running a YouTube channel. We're filming stuff for the YouTube channel. We're doing social media. We're doing paperwork related to all of that stuff. We're also doing a parts business. So we have the parts website. So we're taking phone calls and submitting orders and receiving orders. And then we receive an insane number of emails and inquiries and phone calls every day. And I think that's the big thing right now for me is I feel like the emails and phone calls have gotten to a point where they're impeding my ability to do the things I need to do to keep this company running well. And so that's why we're looking into this position or person or whatever you want to call it. I guess it'd be a contractor, something, because we can't really afford anyone full-time at this point. That's the thing, is like I need to do a lot of stuff every day, and hard stops with emails and phone calls really kind of become a problem. The emails aren't as bad because at least then I can kind of bucket them. It's getting a lot of stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at. We'll see how the day goes. All right, well, don't feel bad, because, you know, this sort of shit's gonna happen. All right, YouTube. So, Scott's car was gonna be a quick in and out on the rear main seal. We probably could have had the transmission out and in, and maybe had this car about, I'm gonna say 75% of the way done today, but fate would not have that. So when we were removing the rear main seal, this piece right here that holds the rear main seal, it broke. Good news, this is not one of the more expensive Ferrari parts we've ever seen. It's like reasonable. Bad news is it's gonna be a few days until we can get one. And secondarily bad news is the part that broke off actually fell into the oil pan, so we had to go on a fishing expedition to go retrieve that part. It took, what is it? It's now 3 o'clock. That broke off, I'm gonna say, at about 10:30, 11 o'clock. So 3-4 hours to fish out that little part. And the way we got it, so it's aluminum, so you can't just use a magnet, of course. The way we got it is we actually took the shop vac and taped a progressively smaller hose until we got a hose that's small enough to actually thread into that little slot using the borescope and just sucking it so that you could like hold it on the hose and then pull it out. Yeah, pain in the ass. Let me tell you, this was definitely a pain in the ass. Scott, your car has been a pain in the ass. We should have the parts probably early next week, so I think this car is gonna be disabled for the next, I don't know, 3-4 days, which I guess is fine. We'll just clean up the transmission, clean up some other stuff. We'll get that car done. Some other shit will happen. And poor Nathan, he's feeling bad. He was hammering, but I'm the one who told him to hit it harder. So I'll take that one. I mean, come on, it's on me. I've broken enough parts to just be like, whatever. If you're gonna work on Ferraris, you're gonna break some parts, and the parts are gonna be expensive. Just be ready for it. All right, YouTube. God dang it. The stupid emission stuff is coming to bite us in the ass again. So we have someone who wants to buy the 430 Stripe car, the convertible, and the readiness monitors are not resetting because it's got a tune, but the tune is probably not a good tune. It's a janky tune. It's not like the tunes that we get from DME. So it's not resetting the readiness monitor. That's the same thing we saw in another car, and the only solution was to tune it. So we need to figure out a solution for this car. The problem is the guy wants to take the car today. So we're gonna get creative and figure out something. All right, pulled out the ECUs. We'll ship them out, get them tuned. We're gonna do the right solution, which is to get it tuned properly. So we'll send them off to DME. We're just gonna have to deal with that. So the deal won't be able to go through till that happens, but oh well, that's how it is. So there we go. And then I guess we're just gonna eat the shipping to send it back to the guy. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta do stuff. Okay, so the weather service is like, bringing livestock risks to injury and damage, blah, 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 baseball-sized hail. So we're all freaking out, trying to get everything packed in the shop. It looks sketch. Oh yeah, that looks. And of course, I had to move my truck out from under the awning. I think all of our cars are screwed now. Our personal cars are screwed. Save the Ferraris! Oh, did you get those wheels?
I did get the wheels.
Oh shit! You got them for free?
For free.
Oh my god. How did you ever get that for free?
Well, BMW people are really generous.
HRE wheels. Wow.
Only one has a crack.
Wow.
But
Okay, well, get them refinished, I guess.
I guess.
Well, a part of me is like, do I just abandon ship and go quickly race home?
Good idea, oh lord.
Of course it's a good idea.
All right, I'm gonna try and drag race the storm home, so wish me luck. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and we'll let you know if I made it.
Let's go back out to Nabil, who has some damage. Nabil. Yeah, that's right. This is Greystone and Mopac, and you can take a look. This is the gas station right along the service road.
Good morning, YouTube. I think one of the most frustrating things about owning a shop and you're owning your own property is when you walk in the morning and you're blessed with some surprise. Usually it's like something leaking or something broken or something not working right that was working yesterday. And today I walk in and we have our new 2-post lift, and I come in and it's just hemorrhaged hydraulic fluid all over the place. Love it. I love that stuff. It's so awesome. It's just totally not a big time suck. Anyway, it's Thursday, which means it's the end of this video. It also means that tonight is our Thursday night live, so please join us. We do this every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central, talk for about an hour and a half, talk about all sorts of stuff, including stuff that pisses me off. If you'd like to join us, please do so, but otherwise, we do appreciate when you guys can like, share, and subscribe. That helps out the channel grow. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year, so we'd appreciate it if you can help us achieve that goal. And also, you can help support us by going to normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us using the code NGS10. It hooks you up with 10% off most things. If there's something that you want from us that's not on the website, send us an email, sales@normalguysupercar.com. And of course, our dealership, NG Supercars, which I know the website sucks and not all the cars are on the website. So email is always the best option. Please email us, don't call. Please don't call. I'm tired of answering phone calls. I've gotten like 50 phone calls this week. I can't get anything done because I'm constantly getting phone calls. I need to hire someone. It's too busy. Anyway, if you send me an email, I will respond to it and let you know whatever it is you're asking for. But anyway, that's it for this week. We will see you in the next video. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.